The video for March the 2nd, 2017 is entitled Our Father's Dreams, A Space of Love. In going through the many boxes that were stored for over a year after they stole my home, I found a card from a friend whose name I cannot decipher. I have to make a correction here. I left a letter off. It was written to the Dyke family, quote, that I think meant my son and daughter. Obviously, I saved it. Anyway, the final line was, quote, I so look forward to the earth of your father's dreams, end quote. What about our father's dreams? Speaking, of course, of God, Creator. Little Volodya, Anastasia's son, read these words while looking into the sky, quote, the universe itself is a thought from which was born a dream, which is partially visible as matter. My son, you are infinite. You are eternal. Within you are your dreams of creation, end quote. Since childhood, I have dreamed of the space of love, not somewhere else, but right here on earth. To me, the universe is our Father, Mother, God. This is the card that I mentioned in that video, and this is the writing on the card. And again, the last line I quoted, but he wrote, Dyke family, your family is in my thoughts and prayers. Your father is a very inspiring man with a huge heart of gold. He has inspired me so many times. He feels and is like family. I so look forward to the earth of your father's dreams. Much love. And again, I cannot read that name there. I just can't make it out. But I also referred to the quotation from Anastasia. Now, this is book 6 of Anastasia, and you can see I've got a bunch of markings in it and stuff like that, of places where I've highlighted things. But this is the page, it's page 54 in the book, and I've got circled, and I don't know if you can see it, circled in red, right up here. I've got the quotation from Volodya. And this book and this series of books, to me, is the most inspiring thing I ever read. I consider it as inspired as some of the things in the so-called Bible, which I know has been doctored throughout the ages and centuries since it was written. And I still, as I said in the title, look for that space of love. Look for the father's dream that I felt I knew from the beginning of my life, from childhood. I recognized that there was a bigger plan, a greater vision. And I've had that vision and carried it throughout my life. Oh, there's been ups and downs, and there's been trials and tribulations. There's been times of becoming overwhelmed with things. But overall, I've carried through for 70 years the dream that my father and mother, I'm talking now about my earthly father and mother, had when they gave me to God. They dedicated me to God. They told me when I was 18, in a very special way, unlike any of their other children, I was given to God. I was their dream of fulfilling a mission to enlighten the world, to shine the light where it's dark, and to liberate and set free those that have been captive on this planet for a very long time, generation after generation, going back thousands of years. I would like to believe And I have believed, but belief isn't really strong enough. I'd like to know the reality of that world, of that kingdom of heaven on earth, which to me was the promise that our Father's dream made to us. It was planted within our soul. And the only thing that's going to make us come alive is when that dream within us becomes activated. That vision becomes reality for us individually. And it's not something that is just an individual thing. It has to be a collective thing. Because if you can find a place of peace within yourself in some woods or anywhere, it doesn't matter where it is. If you can find that place of peace within yourself, that's a good thing. But it's an even better thing if we can live on a peaceful world, on a peaceful planet, in a domain that is not ruled by dark influences and evil entities, such as obviously occurs and has occurred here on this planet. And that's been my vision, to overcome the darkness by shining a light of truth. And what is truth? Love. It's the only real truth. To love one another, because we are all interconnected. But we've got to recognize that we're not separate from each other. We're connected one to the other. And that connection is our lifeline. That connection is our hope, our dream fulfilled, when we recognize who we are and who our brother and sister is. It's everybody. Everybody. I don't want a world that's corporatized, as I said in the last video, where everything is a legal fiction. I want a world where there are real people who are really learning what it means to love ourselves and to love our neighbor as ourselves and to recognize who we are. And we don't recognize that in the current system, because if we would recognize it, the current system could no longer exist. It can only exist because we don't know who we are. We're agnostic. That means I don't know. Even if we claim to know some religious precept or something, if it separates and divides, it's not unity. It's not truth. It's not the ultimate reality. It's a step in a progression, hopefully toward unity, hopefully toward truth, hopefully toward love. But it's not there yet. I'm not there yet. You're not there yet. If we were all there, we would be on it. We would have a completely different experience of life. Life would be, as little Volodya said and demonstrated it, life would be a beautiful thing of discovery, of creation, of manifesting a relationship with the infinite. The little boy whose father had given him brought him books to read. He says, I can already read, Father. I can read his book. And he looked into the sky and he read those words that I quoted at the beginning of this little talk. You are infinite. You are eternal. And all your dreams are within you. Your dreams of creation. Let us enter into a co-creation, which is another one of the 9 books in the series. Let us enter into a co-creation together with whatever we call God. And let's work to build a world that works for all of us and not just an elite few who are demonic in nature and do not have our best interest at heart. Consider what I'm saying. And thank you for the nice comments on the previous video. I'm hoping that more and more will awaken and that we will see the transformation of our world that we've long prayed for. Namaste.